about the set theory. So it's in all the concepts about the set theory, and we have solved from some different models on it. Now we will go for the another concept which is called the relations. Keep the heading relations. Keep the heading as relations. Okay. In that, the first point is that we should know about the Cartesian product. Let's keep the heading Cartesian product. Now, first listen here. What is meant by this Cartesian product? Means, suppose if A comma B are any two finite sets are there, then the Cartesian product of the sets A and B we will write as an A into B, and we will read it as an A cross B. Means this is going to represent the set of all the ordered pairs that we can form from the A to the B. So that means that is I can call it as an A comma B. This is an ordered pair in which all these first elements we have to take from the set A, and all these second elements we have to take from the set B. That is A belongs to the capital A, B belongs to the capital B. So like that, if I take the values of A and B, the set of all the possible ordered pairs from A to B is called, it's a Cartesian product. It is called the Cartesian product. Means that is the set of all the possible ordered pairs where the first element you have to take from the set A, the second element we have to take from the set B. Suppose for example, if set A has 1 comma 2 comma 3 and set B has A comma B. Set B has A comma B, suppose these are the elements. Then A cross B. A cross B means we can write like that. It is a set of all the ordered pairs whose first element you have to take from the set A, whose second element you have to take from the set B. That means 1 comma A, 1 comma B. And similarly, if the element, the second element, that is 2 comma A, 2 comma B. Similarly, 3 comma A and 3 comma B. So that is 1A, 1B, 2A, 2B, 3A, 3B. So these are all the possible ordered pairs from the set A to the set B. So this entire set we will call it as the Cartesian product of A comma B. That is called the Cartesian product from A comma B. That is write as an A cross B, we will write it as. Okay. Now here if you observe there, set A has the 3 elements, set B has the 2 elements. Then how many elements are there in the A cross B? How many elements are there here? How many elements are?
6.
6 elements. Means it has the 3 elements, it has the 2 elements, then it has the 6 elements. That's why if the set A has the M elements, set B has the N elements, then the number of elements in the A cross B are M into N. This is the point you have to remember. That is, if N of A, the number of elements in the set A are M, N of B is equal to N, then the number of elements in A cross B is equal to M into N. The number of elements in the A cross B are Mn. Understand? So this is a point you have to remember. Okay. Write on these notes. In the notes on it. Any subset of A cross B is called a relation. Any subset of A cross B is called a relation. A relation. It is denoted by capital R. It is denoted by capital R. That is, if A comma B belongs to the R. A comma B belongs to the R, and it can be written as A or B, and it can be written as A or B, and can read as A is related to B, and can read as A is related to B. A is related to B. That write in the next note. If n of A is equal to M, if n of A is equal to M, n of B is equal to N, n of B is equal to N, then the number of relations from A to B, then the number of relations from A to B is equal to 2 power mn. The number of relations from A to B is equal to 2 power mn. Okay. Next, keep this abiding. Types of relations. Types of relations. Types of relations. In that, universal relation. First one, universal relation. Look at this. So what is meant by this universal relation? Means already we have seen about the universal set. So universal set means that will be the superset for any other given set. That is called the universal set. So similarly, universal relation is nothing but if A comma B are any two finite sets. So the relations means we have defined that is any subset of the set A cross B is the universal, that is the relation, right? That's why all these relations will be the subset of the A cross B only. That's why A cross B will be the superset for all the relations. That's why A cross B itself will call it as the universal relation. The A cross B itself will call it as a universal relation because all the relations we are taking from that A cross B only. That's why A cross B will be the superset for every relation. That's why A cross B itself is the universal relation. Okay, that is the first point. If A comma B are any two, if A comma B are any two sets, then A cross B is the universal set. A cross B is the universal set. A cross B is the universal set. Okay. Next, keep this subheading. Identity relation. Keep this subheading. Identity relation. Look at this. So what is meant by this identity relation? Means if a relation is formed from one set to the same set. Suppose if A is one particular set, suppose if A has the 1 comma 2 comma 3. If I consider about the A cross A means if the Cartesian product if you formed from set A2 itself means if it is A is 1 comma 2 comma 3, 1 comma 2 comma 3. If I consider that A cross A means that is the set of all the possible ordered pairs from set A to the itself. That means those you can write that 1 comma 1, 1 comma 2, 1 comma 3, 2 comma 1, 2 comma 2, 2 comma 3, 3 comma 1, 3 comma 2 and 3 comma 3. So these are all the possible ordered pairs from set A to itself. Okay. So this is called the A cross A. So means here the Cartesian product is defined from one set to on the same set. Then the identity relation is defined as an, that is identity relation is defined as an, that is the relation from every element of the given set to itself only. Every element of the given set to itself only means if 1 is related to 1, 2 is related to the 2, 3 is related to the 3 only. Means every element of the given set, every element of the given set should be related to itself only. Means other relations it will not accept. Only 1 to the 1, 2 to the 2, 3 to the 3 only if it is accept. Such a relation we will call it as an identity relation. If that identity relation is defined on the set A, that identity relation will represent by I capital A. So IA, like that we will represent the identity relation. So identity relation means if there is a set A, if every relation, if every element of that particular set is related to itself only, such relation is called the identity relation. So that is defined as like that. So IA is equal to, that is the set of ordered pairs A comma A for all A belongs to capital A. This both the elements come from the capital A only. So both have the same elements 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, etc. So that is called the identity relation. Okay, right on this. If every element of the given set, if every element of the given set, if every element of the given set is related to itself only, is related to itself only, is called an identity relation, is called an identity relation. That is explained. The identity relation, from set A to A, from set A to A is denoted by IA, is denoted by IA. Therefore, IA is equal to, this, small a comma A for all A belongs to capital A. Small a comma A for all small a belongs to capital A. Okay. So for example, take this. If A is equal to 1 comma 2 comma 3, then IA is equal to, if A is equal to 1 comma 2 comma 3, then IA is equal to 1 comma 1, 2 comma 2, 3 comma 3. Means every element of the given set should be related to the same element. So such relation will call it as an identity relation. Okay. Next, give this subheading reflexive relation. So reflexive relation. Look at this. What is meant by this reflexive relation? Means every element of the given set should be related to itself. Such relation will call it as a reflexive relation. Every element should be related to itself in a given set is called the reflexive relation, right? But मैंने अभी बताया आपको identity relation. ये दोनों का फर्क क्या है फिर? Identity relation also the same thing. Every element should be related to itself only. But the reflexive relation means every element should be related to itself. ये दोनों का फर्क क्या है फिर? So Here reflexive relation means you can say like that. Suppose if small a is belongs to the capital A, then A should be related to itself. A should be related to the itself. Means if A or A, there A is related to the A, then it is called the reflexive relation. Means in this reflexive relation, only word I am not using. In the identity relation, every element should be related to itself only. Means in that identity relation, it is not going to allow any other relation. But in the reflexive relations, that other relations also are allowed. Other than every element should be related to itself. Suppose for example, if A is the set 1, 2, 3 is there. If I take the relation R such that 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3 means every element should be related to itself, and apart from that, it may or may not have the other relations also. Suppose I also may take other relations, one may be related to the 2, one may be related to the 3. Some other relations also are acceptable here apart from this. So means if I consider up to here only, this is the identity relation. So this is identity relation. Apart from that, it may also allow the other relations. Other relations also are possible. That is called the reflexive relation. So from this you can say that all the reflexive relations are the identity. Sorry. All the identity relations are the reflexive. Okay. But all the reflexive relations are not identity. All the identity relations are the reflexive, but all the reflexive relations are not identity, because so this is one of the identity relation. In that reflexive relation, this is one of the reflexive relation. In that identity relation will be the subset of this. That's why the identity relation is always subset of the reflexive relation. This is the point you have to remember. So all the identity relations are the reflexive, but all the reflexive relations are not identity. So means identity relation will be the subset of the reflexive relation. Understand? Understand the difference between the reflexive and the identity? So reflexive means every element of the given set should be related to itself. Itself means compulsorily all the elements should be related to itself. 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3 must be there. But apart from this, it may or may not have the other relations also. So some extra relations also may or may not have it. But for the identity relation, every element should be related to itself only. Only means that extra relations, that identity relation will not accept. Only if you consider up to here, this is the identity relation. Understand? That's why all the identity relations are the reflexive, but all the reflexive relations are not identity. That's the meaning of that. Okay? That in the notes on it. Reflexive relation in that add in there. So every element of the given set, every element of the given set, every element of the given set should be related to itself. Should be related to itself. Should be related to itself. That is, if A belongs to capital A, if small a belongs to capital A, then A or A is the reflexive relation. A or A is the reflexive relation. For example, if capital A is equal to 1, 2, 3, then capital R is equal to, if there is a relation like this, 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3, etc. If I write the relation, tell me, is it the reflexive? Reflex होता क्या?
Yes.
Yes. because in the reflexive bole to every element compulsorily should be related to itself. Means one is related to 1 is there, 2 is related to the 2 is there, 3 is related to the 3 is there. Compulsorily these sets, these elements must be there. Apart from that, it may or may not have other relations also. So these are some extra relations. So we don't need to consider about those relations. Just compulsory we have to consider about these relations only. These relations must be there. Understand? Okay. Let us take this example. If A is equal to 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, then R is equal to 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3, etc. After that, write in the note that add on the all the identity relations are reflexive. All the identity relations are reflexive. All the identity relations are reflexive, but the converse need not be true. But the converse need not be true. But the converse need not be true. Okay, that is IA is subset of reflexive. That is R. IA is the subset of R, where R is reflexive relation. Where capital R is reflexive relation. Okay. Next, keep this subheading.
ये reflective relation सर
बोलिए ना.
ये रिफ्लेक्टिव रिलेशन है. ये 1 1 1 2 और 1 3 2 1 ऐसे नहीं 9 नहीं है क्या? सिर्फ 6 है.
क्या?
जैसे आइडेंटिटी रिलेशन में आपने 9 बताए थे.
9 नहीं रहते. 1 1 2 2 3 3. 1 1 2 2 3 3. Only her element should be related to the same thing. That is called identity relation. Means identity बोले तो सिर्फ हमने 1 1 2 2 3 3 ये तीनों एलिमेंट देख सकते हैं, ले सकते हैं. This is the identity relation. Means the reflexive also compulsorily these elements must be there. These elements must be there in the reflexive. Apart from that, some extra relations also are possible. Okay, that is the reflexive. That's why the reflexive identity will be the part of the reflexive. It will be the part of the reflexive, right? So there is a difference between those two relations. Now, another relation is symmetric relation. Keep this somebody. Symmetric relation. Look at this. What is meant by this symmetric relation? Means, suppose if A comma B are any two elements in the given set. Suppose A comma B are any two elements in the given set. Suppose if A is related to the B, if A has a relation with the B, then compulsorily B also should have the relation with A. If A is related to the B, then B also should have the relation with A. If these two relations are there, then it is called the symmetric relation. Then it is called the symmetric relation. Suppose for example, if I take the set A, it is 1, 2, 3, and if I take the relation R such that 1, 2, 2, 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, if I consider the relation as like this, you observe that 1 is related to the 2, immediately 2 is also related to the 1, then converse relation also there. 2 is related to the 3, immediately 3 is also related to that 2. Like that, this both the sets are there, then there is a symmetric relation. Okay, Suppose if I have the extra element, say 1, 3, can I call it as a symmetric relation? Symmetric relation बोल सकता है इसका? Because 1, 3 is there. When 1, 3 is there, compulsorily should have the 3, 1 also. If 1 is related to the 3, then compulsorily 3 also should be related to the 1. If these both are there, if this is there, compulsorily this also should be there. Then such a relation is called the symmetric relation. So that's why here 1, 3 is there, but 3, 1 is not there. That's why it is not the symmetric relation. If I take out this 1, 3, then this is the symmetric relation. 1, 2, 2, 1 is there. 2, 3, 3, 2 is there. Then it is the symmetric relation. Understand? Means if A is related to the B, compulsorily B also should be related to A. Okay? Suppose for example, L1 and L2 are the two lines. Suppose if I take the relation is that perpendicular. Suppose L1 is perpendicular to L2. Suppose if the relation is perpendicular relation is there. Tell me, is it symmetric relation? Is it symmetric?
Yes.
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 If L1 is
Yes.
perpendicular to the L2, then L2 also must be perpendicular to L1. Suppose this is L1 and this is L2. So these two are perpendicular. Means if L1 is perpendicular to L2, then L2 also perpendicular to L1. That's why, so perpendicular concept follows the symmetric relation. Follows the symmetric relation, right? Suppose if A is equal to B, A is equal to B. Suppose equal is the relation called as. Suppose if A is equal to the B, is that symmetric relation? Is it symmetric? If A is equal to the B, then automatically B also equal to A, no? If A is
Yes.
equal to the B,
Yes.
then B also is equal to A. That's why when the equal to relation is there, that is also follows the symmetric relation. Okay. Similarly, suppose if L1 is parallel to L2. Suppose if the relation is parallel, L1 is parallel to L2, is it a symmetric relation?
Yes.
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 Yes. If L1 is parallel to
Yes.
L2, L2 also parallel to L1. Okay, that means it is also symmetric relation, right? Suppose if it is the relation that A is less than B, A less than B, is it a symmetric relation?
No.
No, no.
No.
If A less than B, B is not less than A. कि B greater than A होता है, right? तो B A से ज्यादा है तो B A से sorry A B से ज्यादा नहीं हो सकते. That's why less than or greater than symbols are not follows the symmetric relation, right? Similarly, suppose if you consider the family relations, let us assume that A is brother of B. A is brother of B. Is it a symmetric relation?
Yes, sir.
Suppose if the relation is brother.
Yes.
A
Yes.
is brother of B. Is it B is brother of A?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
No.
हर बार.
B is not.
नहीं नहीं
Plus
no.
B is
A
not a
is
girl.
brother of B. A is brother of B.